welcome to the Complexion Diaries. If you want to know how I got my big volume 90s bombshell blowout hair using the Dyson Airwrap, keep watching this video. Hi everyone, I'm Nina Davalori. I'm a former Miss America filmmaker and activist, and I love sharing my life advice and beauty tips and tricks along the way. So if you want to keep coming back, please make sure you subscribe, like, do all the YouTube things, but let's get into it first. I've already blow dried and straightened my hair. Actually, I did not blow dry. I used the Dyson wet to dry tool that I'm gonna link here. I did a video on that you can watch, my full review on that. So I used the Dyson wet to dry, and this is what it looks like now. This is probably a day old, and I have an event today, and I'm going to kind of refresh it, and I want it to be like bouncy, so let me show you how I do it. My attachment is like, first of all, I need to like get all the hair out of this attachment because it does not look great. But the first thing I do is I just like to kind of go through my entire hair with the round brush. I feel like when you start doing this, like it kind of gets the root and adds a little more volume back in when you've like slept on it. I use the highest heat setting and the highest temperature because I have zero patience, but I also really do think my hair needs it, so you can kind of play around with what heat setting works for you, but you've seen my curly hair, so I feel like high heat, high fan is like the way to go. There's a trick that I do with the front part that I'm going to show you because I always want volume either going to one side or the other or even the middle. So I feel like before I decide where I'm going to part my hair, because God blessed me with this pimple this morning, so to do a little trick, I'll part it on the other side to make it less visible. Because if I part it on this side, it just makes my face more open. You can see the pimple, but if I move my hair to this side, it makes this side of my face more open and kind of, you know, doesn't bring as much attention to the place that I don't want to bring attention to. But for the front, I always take my middle section and with the round brush attachment, I blow it back. Even with just the round brush, I feel like it's already like creating like the body and volume and shape that I want. I'm just going for like really loose, wispy, kind of whimsical curls. My dress is like super flowery, so I want it to feel like springy. So I'm gonna switch out the attachment. I'm terrible at knowing which direction these go in. If you get the new Dyson, there's apparently only one attachment where you just like twist the knob and it like goes in different directions. You can like switch it with one attachment, but since mine's a couple years old now, I have the older version, so I have to switch out each of these. But I'm gonna start with the bottom section of my hair, and the bottom I don't spend too much time on because it's kind of all gonna blend together and I don't need it that tight of curls. So I'm going to first find out which way this is going. Okay. So you really just have to look in the mirror. That's the trick with this, is like look in the mirror and see which way the arrows are pointing, because that's gonna tell you. Like if you look at it in person, I feel like it can be a little confusing. So look at it in the mirror and then you'll know which way the air direction is gonna blow. And you always wanna curl away from your face. And you get a nice little bouncy curl. I don't brush it out. I do a little cool shot because I think that helps. And sometimes if I want it to have like a little extra hold, I'll spray the section with hairspray. This is the Oribe. I actually really like this one. It says it's super fine, but super strong, and it is super fine and super strong. So you only need a little, and I feel like it holds really well. So I'm gonna now go through the rest of the section. Same thing on the other side. I'm gonna do the rest of my hair and then I'll show you how I finish off the top section. Okay, so I curled majority of it and I started curling like the top half of this section. I should really get like a clip, but I have them and I just like I don't even know where they are, so it is what it is. But basically I sectioned this side over this way and I'm gonna curl the rest of the front. I'm gonna keep taking these in small sections and I'm gonna keep curling it away. But I'm also gonna point it slightly back because that's gonna give you the volume here. I have these little baby hairs in the front here, and this is where you want to do this as a separate section. And I take this going back, not necessarily to the side, because that gives it like a little more volume. And it actually falls really nicely once you let it go. So for the top part of my hair here now, I do all of these sections going to the back, not necessarily one side or the other. But since I do know that I'm gonna part my hair on this side because I wanna just make this a little less visible, I'm gonna use the attachment that blows my hair to the back, that curls away from my face on this side. I'm still gonna angle it more towards the back than anything else. And that's what's gonna start giving like nice lifts and like that springy swoop that I'm going for. And I'm gonna do the same on this side, but with the other attachment. And then with like the front sections, if I get like a really good section like that, I'm like, yes, volume please. I'll spray it a little bit right in the back as it's still warm because that's kind of what sets it. And I'll spray a little underneath here, but I do not spray too much on the front because you want it to feel bouncy and fluffy, and sometimes the hairspray can weigh it down. So now I'm on the last part here pretty much, and I'm gonna take this like little section here that I kind of have left undone, separate it, and then do the same thing going to the back. You kind of need to like shape it a little, like coax the hair into doing what you want it to do. Get a nice little curl here. Do a little spray for that lift that we want to keep in. This hairspray really does give you a good lift. I just like ordered this on guilt to try it because my hairstylist actually said he really likes this line of products. And I was looking for a hairspray. I used to use like the Big Sexy Hair all the time. It's not that I didn't like it, I just was like, I just want to try something else. I want to try something different. Okay, now that I have all of the things curled, I'm going to take it all down. We're gonna zhuzh it up, as we like to say, like kind of flip it, shake it out a little, see what it's doing. I personally like kind of love how this is looking. This is kind of exactly like how I wanted it to fall and how I wanted it to be. So it's one of those days, but I'm telling you, those little tiny tricks of like where you angle the Dyson and which way you're like blowing it, if it's straight out, if you're just like leaving it down here, or like straight back, like I said, it's those little things that make a big difference. And now that I have it where I like it, I'm gonna finally just set it a little more, especially here on the top with the spray, because I know it's also gonna fall out a little. And this is the final, I'm gonna say it, this is the final look. Like, I really love how this turned out. This like gives me like 90s Blowout, like Cindy Crawford kind of vibes, that like kind of a little messy, a little too sold, but still like big volume blowout, which like as a pageant girl, of course I love volume. So like I've been doing this kind of hair for a while now, and I love it. So if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the YouTube things that we have to do here, because I really hope it helps build the community that we want. If you liked this, let me know what else you want to see. You guys asked for the Airwrap after I did the air straight, so that's why I thought I would show you this today. So let me know what else you are intrigued by. I will see you next time.